what's happened in modern education is this idea that we've given up on truth. Truth does not exist. And even if it did exist, we couldn't actually know it. And even if we could know it, we couldn't actually communicate it to anyone. So it's a sort of relativism. Every classical school, whether it's classical Christian or classical charter, believes in that great three things: the good, the true, and the beautiful. Those three first principles. And that's good with a capital G, true with a capital T, B with a capital P. What is it? What is that? With a capital P and that rhyme, with a capital B and that rhymes with P and that stands for pull. Okay, I was listening to the Music Man when I was driving up here. Okay, so I love that show. Anyway, it's wonderful. See, if you're at a classical charter school like my daughter, they obviously can't tell them you have to be Christians to teach here like you can at a Christian school. But you know what they say to him? Teachers that teach here, do you accept the good, the true, and the beautiful? Well, nowadays, unless you're a believer, I suppose you could be a real believing Muslim or like a Mormon or a Jew or something, but you have to at least believe in God. Otherwise, it's impossible to have true, good, and beautiful that transcend us and that aren't all relative. One of the things that we're teaching our students at classical education is that there are standards. And listen, you need to be vigilant, folks. You need to be vigilant in your own mind, because a lot of us as Christians are happy to say, there are standards of goodness and standards of truth. But we have starting to get wishy-washy on beauty. Well, beauty's just in the eye of the beholder. No, there are standards of beauty as well, okay? Right? We need, and why is that important? Because those three things go together. Goodness, truth, and beauty are all a kind of balance or harmony. And when beauty atrophies and becomes the cult of the ugly, sooner or later truth and beauty will fall. Truth and goodness will fall. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So we're fighting for those eternal values of goodness, truth, and beauty. And it is imbued in everything we do. And we believe that truth exists and we can communicate. Not perfectly, right? We can't perfectly communicate God, right? But we try, okay? The great Francis Schaeffer wrote a book, He is there and He is not silent. God exists and He does particularly communicates through the Bible, but also through His Son. And you realize that both Jesus and the Bible are both called the Word of God, right? So God does speak, God reveals Himself.